In this video, we're going to look at how to create a baseline and then set a status date. In construction, the terms of the contract usually call for regular updates of the program, along with progress reports. The purpose of these is to identify any changes or risks which may have financial implications or create delay and impact the planned completion date. This is where the baseline comes in. Now, a baseline is simply a snapshot of the program taken at a specific point in time. It allows us to compare the effect of actual events and progress against what was previously planned. Generally, we'll produce a number of baselines over the course of the project. So at the start, we take the first baseline before any work is performed. This records the program for the contract works as they're intended to be carried out and becomes revision A of the contract program. The way we set a baseline is first navigate to the Project tab and choose Set Baseline. As you can see, we can choose to save up to 11 baselines. We're choosing the first, and we're going to save it for the entire project and click OK. Currently, nothing's changed. That's because we have to turn on the baseline in the view, and we do that by going to the Format tab, clicking the baseline button, and choosing which one we want from the list to toggle it on and off. This is how I normally show the baseline. The default color is grey, but like most things, you can format it however you want. The way you change the format is either by double-clicking anywhere on the white areas of the Gantt chart, or by right-clicking like this and choosing bar styles from the list. This takes us into the bar styles dialog. Now we scroll down until we find baseline, select it, and then change it to however we want it to look. I can change the bar thickness here and the pattern here. Let's try a different look and maybe a different color. Click OK, and there we go. The next thing we're going to do is set our status date. To do that, we go up to the Project tab, click on the Status Date button here, and enter the date that we took our progress measure. This may well not be today's date. The status date is just a line in the sand that says this is where the project stood at that date. I may have been on site last week to measure progress, and the first chance I've had to update the program is a week later. So let's say our status date is 16th of June. Once again, nothing seems to have changed. And that's because, like before, we have to turn the option on. And to do that, we right-click and choose Grid Lines. Then scroll down to find Status Date, highlight it, and choose Line Type and Color. Now we're all set up for a status update and tracking of any changes that have happened since we started. I'm not going to go fully into this as it's covered in our video on tracking progress and status updates. So just to give you a quick demonstration of what we do and why, I'm just going to put in a few random progress figures to show the effect. So let's say I make this task 75% and this one say 25%. And we can clearly see that that's pushed out the program. Once the progress and effect of any changes has been mapped out and the program updated, we save a new baseline, baseline 1, and then save the program as revision B. If I turn on the new baseline, you can see that it's now mapping the updated program, and this is what we'll use to report against at the next status update. The reason for this is that we want to control the narrative of our reporting. We want to be focusing any questions and discussions on the changes that have happened since the last progress report. Any events leading up to previous reports have already been dealt with and shouldn't need to be rediscussed. The original contract baseline is still available and is the yardstick that any extension of time claims will be measured against. The later baselines are there purely for your benefit, to provide focus and map the evolution of the project over time. They're there to make it easier to report and analyse the cause and effect of any events that delay or affect the course of the project delivery. So, just to recap, we set the contract baseline at the start and save it as revision A. When we do our status update, say at the end of the month, we set a new baseline and save as a new revision, revision B. At this point, revision B becomes both the as-built program for the previous period and the as-planned program for the remaining works from this point forward. Next month we do the same and save as revision C, and the following month it becomes revision B, and so on until the project finishes. Right, I'm going to leave it there. As always, if you have any questions or queries, drop us an email at justask@menloacademy.com and we'll come back to you with help and support as soon as we can. I hope you found this helpful. See you in the next one.